Welcome back. This is your host, Kristi Slaughter on SuperTalk Saturday mornings, WFHG 92.9. Thanks for tuning in and being with us here this morning. I'm with my special guest, Tim Wood, broker owner at The Plan Advisor, Medicare, Life, and Safe Money Retirement Made Easy. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Kristi. Great to talk to you again. Good morning, Rick.
Thanks for being back with us. There have been several advancements. One of the things that we're going to be talking about this morning is Medicare. Get us up to date, Tim.
Yeah, well, basically, this is the time of year, and anybody that's already in Medicare is aware of this. This is the time of year that you can make changes to any Medicare Advantage or any prescription drug plans. And this is, for the most part, there are some exceptions, but in general, this is the only time of year you can make those changes. And it's called our annual election period. It starts October the 1st, and it goes through December the 7th. Basically, from October the 1st to October the 14th, we can just talk about the plans. From October 15th to December 7th is when people can actually make changes, and then those changes go into effect on January 1st of the following year. So it's something that I recommend to all of my clients to at least take a look every year, make sure you're still in the best plan, see if there's a better plan for you, because these plans are really changing every year, and that's one of the things that we'll talk about here in a few minutes, is what all those changes are. But that's basically what's going on is the annual election period. It's when anyone with any Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plan can look at the plans for next year and go ahead and make their elections for next year, and then those new plans go into effect January 1st.
Okay, Tim, what are some of the differences that people can expect this year as far as Medicare is concerned?
Okay. There are some big changes. This is actually probably one of the biggest years of changes that I can remember in quite a while. And I'll just go over a few of them. Now, I can't get into plan specifics on the radio because of regulations, but I'm going to give you guys some general overview ideas of some of the changes. And this is why, in particular, this year, anybody that has a Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plan, I strongly recommend you get, if you've already got an agent you've worked with for years and you've got a relationship with, absolutely get with them. If not, one of the things that we do at the Plan Advisor is we are actually certified with every provider in Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. We're fully certified with all of them. So what we do is we get with someone, put in all of your specific information, your drugs, your doctors, your hospital you want to go to, everything, and then we've got a program that will spit out from every single company. We can look at, what everything is going to be and get you an absolutely the best thing. And then since we're certified with all of them, we can just get you right into them. So here are some of the big changes. First of all, there will, for veterans, let's talk about veterans for a minute. For years, the VA kind of was wishy-washy about whether veterans should do Medicare because they've got VA coverage. Well, now they are absolutely saying that veterans should have Medicare coverage. And for any veterans listening, you got your new annual booklet. Look on page 14. It says it right there. Or you can look on the VA website, and we've got actually a link to that on our website, theplanadvisor.com. But they now recommend that every veteran that has VA coverage, once you're Medicare age, you take Medicare and you also have Medicare coverage. Well, there is now, starting in 21, going to be a USAA Medicare Advantage plan. So this is a plan that's going to work perfectly with your VA coverage. It's endorsed by the USAA, and it's made specifically for veterans, and it's fantastic. Like I said, I can't get into plan specifics, but if there's any veterans out there, I strongly recommend them looking into these USAA plans because they're made specifically for them, and they're so great. I mean, they really are. They're fantastic. Another big change is, in the past, obviously I don't have time to go into all the differences in Medicare supplements and Medicare Advantage, but one of the big drawbacks to Medicare Advantage in the past is that basically it was a very regional HMO. So, for example, Kristi, if you were in an HMO right now or in the past in a Medicare Advantage plan, you might not even be able to go to Vanderbilt if you needed to get some sort of a treatment. I mean, the HMO could literally just be Northeast Tennessee. I mean, I can remember not long ago where you couldn't even go to Knoxville. You literally had to stay right here. Well, that's not the case anymore. Starting in 21, now this isn't every provider, but two of the biggest, Humana and United, both of their HMO networks are now going to be nationwide HMO networks. So, for example, let's say you had, and I'm just picking this one, let's say you had Humana and you were on their HMO here, and you got diagnosed with something horrible and you had to go to Dallas or Denver or wherever to get, the best treatment you possibly could. Well, there's a really good chance that both United Healthcare and Humana are contracted with those providers. You would just need to get on and make sure they are, but there's a really good chance they would be. And then you would just contact Humana if you were with them and say, I live in Northeast Tennessee, but I've got to go get treatment in Denver for such and such. And they essentially just type it in, and bam, immediately that provider is now part of your HMO network. So with no extras, no nothing. So that's a huge, huge change, and it's going to be so great for so many people in these new plans. Once again, you need to make sure you're in the right plan, because if you're in some of these old plans, I don't know for sure that those old plans are going to include this nationwide HMO. One of the other big changes is the maximum out-of-pocket expense. Some of the providers have really stepped up in this market and made the maximum out-of-pocket, which is the absolute maximum in worst-case scenarios that you would have to pay, much, 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 much lower. For example, like I said, I can't give specifics, but there is one particular provider in the area that the maximum out-of-pocket literally reduced by almost half. So there are some really, and there's also a lot of greatly enhanced benefits. I mean, the dental benefits have gotten better, the vision benefits have gotten better. They've got what they call an OTC card, which is basically a debit card that they put money on every quarter, and then you can use that to buy healthy food. Some of those have doubled or even tripled the amount that they had last year or within the last couple of years. So there's just all kinds. I mean, some of these providers have really, really, really stepped up this year. And then lastly, the last real big change is with a company called WellCare. Now, this is a huge company. They are all over the country, major player, but they haven't ever been really a major player in our market because they weren't contracted with Ballot Health. Well, guess what? Starting in 21, WellCare is going to be contracted with Ballot Health. So now immediately we've got another major nationwide player in this market that's going to be relevant immediately come January 1st, and their network is fantastic. Their benefits are fantastic. So basically the moral to the story on all of this part is if you've got Medicare Advantage or you've got a prescription drug plan, like I said before, if you've got someone that you've worked with for years, get with them. So I would suggest sometime between October the 15th and probably Thanksgiving. So, by a couple weeks from now through Thanksgiving, get with them. If you don't have anyone, get with us, and we'll go over everything with you. Basically look at what all your options are for next year, because there's some major changes that can really make a huge difference, especially with those maximum out-of-pockets. We're talking thousands of dollars potentially a year. A huge difference in your life and in your medical care moving forward. Get with someone. Make sure you're in the best plan for next year. This is the time to do it. And then, moving forward, then you can be in the best plan.
Thank you so much for sharing this information, Tim. These are changes that I know a lot of people have been asking for years. So this is extremely positive.
Yeah.
Now, Tim,
no doubt.
I know that you have a wonderful website that's got great resources. People can do a free, no obligation virtual or in-person consultation. If people don't have someone that they're working with on their Medicare plan, how can they contact you to have some more information?
We've tried to make it super simple, especially in this time of COVID. First of all, the very easiest way is they can just call us anytime. It's 423-262-5600. 262-7919. That's 262-7919. Of course, they can call anytime. The other way, though, is like you were mentioning our website. We've put a lot of resources into that website, and it's theplanadvisor.com. And people can go on there. There is a ton of information about Medicare, about life insurance. There's a whole page devoted to veterans benefits that links to the VA and different things. There's a whole page about safe money retirement products. And there's all kinds of downloadable information on the website, too, that links to other things with the Wall Street Journal and Barron's. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on there. So all kinds of resources. And from the website, we've got multiple ways for you to contact us. Of course, you can fill out a form like every website, and we'll get back to you. It's basically shooting us an email. Or we've got live chat right there on the website. So if you've got a quick question and you want to just get it answered really fast, go to the website, click on, you'll see right there on the bottom, it's going to pop up, chat with an agent. Just click on it. It's going to open a chat window like every other website, and you can chat with a certified agent right then and there, get your question answered real quick, and go on with your day. We've also got set to where you can actually set an appointment right from our website. And we call it virtual appointments, but that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a Zoom-type meeting, but it certainly can. We do a lot of those. So we can do, a Zoom or a FaceTime or whatever type of a meeting, or we can just do it over the phone, but you can set that right from the website. You don't even have to call anyone. So if you want to look at those Medicare changes that we were talking about, you can go right to the website, you can look at the calendar, and you can schedule a time that's convenient for you right from the website.
Let's talk a little bit about safe money retirement. I know a lot of people are looking at their retirement plans much differently, especially during the pandemic, where before, when most people felt more secure in their jobs, things have shifted. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of people who are facing unemployment right now. And so I know that that's made people change a lot of their budgeting, especially as far as retirement and things are concerned. What recommendations, strategies, what can people do so that they can still prepare for the future, but have sound peace of mind that whatever they're investing in is not going to be a high-risk situation?
That peace of mind, I think, that you just mentioned is the key. For example, I was just looking on the website, a website this morning, checking my news, things that I do every morning. And one of the headlines, and this is just from this morning, is federal debt tops $27 trillion for the first time as of October the 1st. So that kind of goes to what you're saying as far as people's peace of mind. I think everyone out there with a decent brain in their head realizes that you can't just keep printing money and it still be worth what it was worth before. And as our debt just keeps rising and rising faster than it ever has before, there's going to be, there's got to be some sort of a comeuppance one of these days. And that's what a lot of people are contacting us and are concerned about. One of the things that they can do is they've got to figure out what they want to have at risk. This is the easiest way that I explain it to people, is you need to figure out all of your retirement that you've worked for your whole life and you've got this nest egg. Do you want to have all of your money at risk, some of your money at risk, or none of your money at risk? Those are your only three options. Now, everything that is a quote-unquote investment inherently has risk. That's what an investment means. So an investment gives you upside. Yes, you can make a whole lot of money, but it also gives you all of that downside, which means you could lose it. So what we're talking about are not investment products. That's one of the first things that I explain to people is these are not investment products because there is no downside in the products that we're talking about. The easiest way to describe them and make it really simple over the radio is this. Like I said, in investment, you get all the gains but all the losses. The products we're talking about are called fixed indexed annuities. And what these products essentially do is they're a contract with an insurance company. So you can put your retirement monies into one of these annuities. Essentially, you get a portion of the gains when there are gains. And some of these are getting, they used to be very low percentages, but some of the newer ones are getting pretty high as far as the percentage of gains that you get. So you're getting, I would at this point say, most of the gains when there are gains. But the good thing is you get none of the losses. So what these things do, for example, and there's different ones, but let's just say it's a 12-month checkpoint time. So what they do is essentially they would look right now if you started at where the market is, and then they would look 12 months from now. If the market has gained in that 12-month period, you get a percentage of that gain. If the market has dropped, you stay right where you are. You don't lose anything. Now, here's the really cool thing about these products is a lot of my clients and a lot of people that have these products, they actually like corrections in the market from time to time, and here's why. You could be, just to make it easy, let's just say you're at 10,000 right now, and the market drops significantly. Let's say it dropped half and went down to 5,000. Well, 12 months later, your indexed annuity is going to look and say, okay, the market dropped, so you stay where you were as far as your money. But then you can grow, once the market starts growing again from 5,000, you get all that growth. So you don't have to wait for it to get back to where it was for you to get gains. You get gains anytime in a 12-month period that there have been gains, you get a percentage of those. If there haven't, then you don't. So I can actually, if anyone is interested, you can give me a call or shoot me an email. I've actually got a chart that shows what an investment of $100,000 back in, I think it starts in 90. I'm not sure about that, but something like that, what the difference would be in just the S&P and in one of these indexed annuities. And you'll actually see that at this point, the index annuity still has outperformed because of the drops in the S&P. But, then the index annuity doesn't drop. So they're really great products. You can also tie in a long-term care benefit, which a lot of people really need to concern themselves with because 70% of people are going to need long-term care at some point. And you can also, there's a way we can make these things tie into what they call a lifetime income. So you can set these things up to where no matter how long you live and how much money you've got, you would get this particular income for life. Even if you set a world record and were the longest living person on record, you're still going to get that income every single month the rest of your life. So they're really cool products, but they are safe money products. They are not investments. That's the big difference.
Tim, there are so many changes that we're experiencing in the world right now, and being prepared financially, I think, is one of the other stresses that a lot of us or most of us are experiencing right now. And being able to have an expert like you who can compare different products and help us find the best fit for ourselves is extremely important, because no person and their financial makeup, their budget, and what their goals are the same. So it's really important to be able to have someone like you who can sit down with a client and really help them find what's the best fit for them.
That's true. And just like I mentioned for Medicare, that with our company, we got certified with all of the Medicare Advantage providers in the area because we wanted to be able to offer a client the best. We did the same thing with annuities. We aren't just representing, and it's not just annuities, there's Index Universal Life, there's other products, but these life insurance products, we'll just say, we are an independent. So we do the exact same thing on this side. We sit down, we see exactly where you are, what is your financial situation now, and most importantly, we try to make a plan for what you're going to want to do in your retirement. Are you going to want to travel? Are you going to want to be able to help grandkids with college? Are you going to want to be able to whatever? We make a plan of that and figure out what you're going to need moving forward. And then there are all these top-rated companies. A lot of them have been around for over 100 years. They're A++ rated. And we essentially can look at all of these different companies, find exactly where you are, what you've got to put into this product, and what it is that you're looking to get, whether it's a guaranteed lifetime income or an income that you can turn off and on whenever you want, or you can change. I mean, there's so many variables. We figure out exactly what you want, and then we essentially will find the company that has the product that matches what you're looking for and essentially marry you guys up, show you exactly what's available, and help you go right through the whole process.
Tim, what if we have listeners who say, I don't have that much money to invest? At what point is it too little? when do we need to start planning, or as we're switching jobs? I know a lot of people are switching careers and things like that. How much is too little to start investing with?
Well, as far as when to start, I mean, I wish I had started when I was 18, to be honest with you. There isn't ever any time that's too early to start, for sure. As far as these products, there really isn't even a minimum. I mean, now there are in certain things, certain annuities have, a $20,000 minimum to get involved. But once again, it depends on the individual person. Those products, if someone doesn't have 20 grand they can throw down, well, we won't talk about those products. There's other products that just start as a monthly payment. So, I mean, you can get started on preparing for what is going to come, no matter what age you are. Sooner or later, you're going to be 65, and then you're going to be 80, if you live that long. I mean, that's coming for all of us. It is. And you've got to prepare now, especially with everything that's going on, because like I said, there are a lot, and you don't need to listen to me. Turn on CNBC, MSNBC, any of them, any of the business channels, and listen to them talking about potential corrections coming in the market, inflation coming, recessions and things like that. There's all kinds of words going around because of everything going on right now. I mean, it's just overload on the system. So make sure that you're prepared, but you can start, like I said, there's products you can start with just a monthly payment. So there's not even any chunk you have to have in order to get involved in these products. We just need to figure out where you are, what can you do, and let's start. If you need to start with $100 a month, okay, let's start with $100 a month, and you can grow from there once you can.
Tim, one other question before we let you go. Some people have a 401k in their corporation that they work for, things like that. Can some of the products that you're talking about be a substitute for a 401k? Are there benefits, disadvantages? How does that work?
There absolutely are. It's not a substitute. What a lot of people actually are doing right now is they are looking at transferring their 401ks into these products. And you can do that tax-free with something called a 1035 exchange. Essentially what we could do, and let's just make this theoretical, let's say someone's worked at Eastman for years and has this nice big 401k. Well, once again, like we discussed before, that's an investment product. So yes, they're getting the gains, but if the market goes down, guess what? So does your balance. So what a lot of people are looking at, because they can kind of foresee the handwriting on the wall, so to speak, they're taking their 401k balance, and we're able to transfer it tax-free right over into these products where they still get a portion of the gains, but none of the losses. And like I said, we can tie in all kinds of extra benefits. I won't get back into them. And then there are a few other people, and this is a whole other rabbit hole that we don't have time to go down, but there are a lot of other people that are concerned about potential tax rate hikes, especially with what may happen in this election coming up here soon. So what some other people are considering doing, instead of continuing to defer that tax, they are considering, since we are at historically low tax levels right now, taking that and essentially going ahead and taking the hit right now, but then you've got all that tax paid, and then we can put that into a product, and it's already, the tax has already been paid, so you don't have to worry about ever paying tax on that money again once the tax rates go up, because you've already paid it now. So that's, once again, that's sitting down with someone that understands the whole situation and can look at where you are, what you have, and if you just want to transfer it, great. That's a 1035 exchange. It's a piece of cake, and we can move you right over into these products, and you're safe, and you can sleep well and never have to worry about the market crashing. And once again, if you are also concerned about tax rate hikes, we can look at that. Go ahead if you want, get the taxes paid now and move that over as already taxed money, and then you don't ever have to worry about paying taxes on that money as it moves forward.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Tim, for being with us this morning, sharing all of the information that has been updated with Medicare and some new options for people. I think sometimes we, as experts and non-experts, don't realize all of the different things that are available. And there are a lot of blessings for a lot of people if they just knew about them. If people want more information, how can they contact you again, Tim?
Easiest way, once again, is the phone number, 423-262-7919. That's 262-7919. Or just jump on our website, theplanadvisor.com. We have got a ton of information right there. You can set an appointment right there from the website. We've got live chat right there on the website. You can fill out a form, and we'll get back to you from the website. So those are the two easiest ways, and we'll be happy to help with whatever we can. And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you, Tim. Hope you have a wonderful weekend as well. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. This is your host, Kristi Slaughter, on SuperTalk Saturday mornings, WFHG 92.9.